hey, y'all, for everybody who out there selling them food stamps, from now on, if you get caught, it's a state jail felony. Say, for instance, you selling your food stamps and you loan somebody else your card, they're going to spend money off of there. It is a state jail felony to sell your food stamps now if they catch you. That's called food stamp fraud.
One of the most expensive things we spend our money on in 2025 is, of course, groceries. And for those folks that don't quite make enough money to pay for it, they get EBT and SNAP benefits, welfare, grocery help, basically government-funded money from our tax dollars to help them pay for groceries. It can be a couple $100s a month up to thousands of dollars a month, depending on their situation, how many kids they have, how many people they're trying to feed. And unfortunately, that entire program, nationwide, statewide, everywhere, is encompassed by a ton of fraud, from the people using it to the people distributing it to the government and to scammers out there in the world that are intent on making a buck off of our tax-funded programs. Let me show you a couple clips of just some of the things that are going wrong with food stamps and EBT in 2025 here in the United States. So in this first clip, we're going to see a gentleman who runs a bodega. It looks like it's New York City. They're NYPD, of course, and he is skimming people's EBT cards. They're actual cards, they're like debit cards, used to pay for stuff in his store, and he is stealing from them, using his store, his operation, to skim their EBT cards and their PIN numbers, so later he can go and take money right off of their assistance cards. This is disgusting. He's a store and business owner and a manager. Just look at this and tell me this doesn't make your blood boil.
Go?
Yeah. You do your job. So somebody puts an EBT card in there, what do you close your eyes? You don't look?
I don't know.
Well, what do you know? So the reason we're here is for your food stamps. You don't have a license to take food stamps here. That white machine on the counter, it's a white Valor point of sale machine. You're gonna tell me I don't do EBT?
I didn't have any machine.
You're sure? Why don't you got your phone, call the owner. Tell him to come on down, we're gonna have a little chat.
And then the extension that they had connected to it?
We'll look at it and see what the AMR is, but if it was in, a small store could generate $1 million in illegal transactions in a year without difficulty at all.
So this is becoming very popular.
Yes, unfortunately it is. How long have you been taking EBT here?
I didn't have any EBT.
You don't have EBT? Besides that you take EBT and you got EBT machine on the counter, and we sent somebody in here earlier today and used EBT. So please,
I don't know about that. I worked debit credit. I didn't have any EBT. I didn't know about those stores. I guess.
You know, they're doing a disservice to the legitimate stores that are out there by bypassing the authorization process, and it allows them to commit other crimes using EBT and go undetected.
Hopefully it's a message to the community that we see the fraud that's going on with the SNAP benefits and EBT benefits.
So they're doing this on two separate angles. So one, they're not even licensed, this particular store, not even licensed to take EBT. They have to get approved by the state, by the government, in order to be a registered store in the system to accept it and get the correct things that they need in place in order to be able to do that. And so then, since he's not on the radar per se, unless they go in and do a sting like they did here, he can then skim these EBT cards that these customers are using, steal this stuff, and because he's not in the system, they don't even know who he is. They have to go in there and catch him red-handed, which thankfully the NYPD here, we've heard a lot of bad things about the NYPD, but here they actually did. They went in, they spent money on an EBT at his store that's not registered, and then you're going to see what they caught him doing on the second part of it, which is the theft. Look at this.
And also it's a message to the community that, hey, there are people there out here, the service, our partners with New York City Police Department, USDA, that care about you, that are going to investigate these crimes. It's also a message to the folks that are doing these crimes. People are coming for you.
What we do today and the totality of the operation, you know, since the beginning.
So the 39 million is the totality, I'm assuming.
Yeah, those are estimates that.
So this acts as the pin capture, as we have on the point of sale. But instead of getting the key logger strokes, as you put it on your point of sale terminal, it will take video. So as it's sitting in the video, looking down at the pin, it's gathering video and it runs constantly. So if you're putting in your code, 1, 2, 3, 4, enter, it's entered on the camera device. Bad guys will retrieve this device, download the video, and then they'll pull out the skimming device that is inside the card reader. So that will sit in the card reader when you input your card. So it'll fit right on the bottom. So when you use your card, acting the same measure as this, as you're swiping through here, except you're getting your data on the deep insert skimming device.
And so those are all skimming devices. When you swipe your card, it copies, or in that case, it's a video, and it sees the card number, right? The information, the expiration, the card number, everything that you would need if you had somebody's debit card. And then they got that little video thing watching them input the PIN number, which is why you should always hide stuff. And then they've got the card number and the PIN number, and now they can go to town. They can start just ordering whatever they want. They could replicate that card. Tons of fraud there. So not only are they operating unregistered as a not licensed EBT place, they're also stealing the people's cards and card numbers and pens and information to take their money off of their cards later. Unbelievable. So unfortunately, we see the fraud coming from the dishonest stores, which is one place, but we also see it from people that work. They work for DHS, the Department of Human Services. These are the people that actually issue these benefits. They give out these SNAP cards and approve people, disapprove them. Here, this story, we got a mother and a daughter who work for DHS who stole $191,000 worth of SNAP benefits. So even at the top tier here, we have people being dishonest and committing fraud against our tax dollars. Millions and millions and millions of tax dollars. You just saw in that first video, $39.9 million that they have prevented just in New York City. Think about nationwide how much money it is. Let's check out this one.
My God, have you heard this story?
SNAP benefits scheme. New details tonight as this state worker and her daughter face federal charges for allegedly stealing benefits meant for the poor.
That's right. The mom is a Rhode Island Department of Human Services supervisor. Dan and Patrice, investigators say the DHS supervisor allegedly stole personal information from hundreds of SNAP recipients through her job, all as part of a fraudulent scheme to buy groceries.
New photos show alleged fraud unfolding. A year-long investigation coming to a close tonight. 57-year-old Nadine Jean-Baptiste and her daughter, 27-year-old Octavia Jean-Baptiste, arrested at work today for allegedly committing benefits fraud. Nadine is a DHS supervisor here in Providence. Nadine Jean-Baptiste accused of using her position with the state to improperly access personal information from SNAP recipients to check SNAP EBT card balances, changing the PINs so she could use those cards. The two allegedly used those cards to purchase items here at a Cranston Stop and Shop, as well as a Walmart and a Market Basket in Warwick. Federal prosecutors say the total value of the SNAP EBT benefit cards the suspects used is $191,000.
She should do $190,000 days in jail.
We went to Nadine Jean-Baptiste's house. She wasn't home, but we spoke with a family member through Google Translate. She then called Nadine, and that's when the door closed. Officials tell us among the people who had their information stolen, some were incarcerated or homeless.
It's absolutely horrible, and it's taken out of the mouth to people, the families, that people that need it.
Ariana Cabral has been homeless for the last 2 years. She also uses SNAP benefits. As someone who uses SNAP benefits, to hear this,
it's horrible.
Both.
Yeah, and look, in her department and her job here, she figured out who was homeless, who was in jail, because they're less likely to report her. If somebody's in jail, if somebody, let's say, is on EBT, getting EBT and being issued money, and then they go to jail and they got money on these balances on these cards, they're in jail. They're not going to notice that, maybe their family or somebody else might, but typically that's going to be a lot harder to notice that you stole somebody who's homeless or somebody who's incarcerated's money, right? Like less likely of a chance than doing it to an everyday normal person. And she probably knew that, and she probably went into these people and looked up, like it's very easy to look up people that are incarcerated and have done time or in jail currently, and that's what she did. So not saying she's smart, criminals are dumb, but she was trying to be smart about it. Even from inside of our own Department of Human Services, we got people stealing EBT and food stamp benefits. All right, this next girl is absolutely infamous. Her name is Cheryl Hodges, and she allegedly created a course for $27, which she fully admits to creating. And for $27, she would teach you how people commit EBT fraud, how they steal I guess card numbers, replicate them, stamps, PIN numbers, all the stuff that it would take for you to successfully commit EBT fraud. For $27 on her course, she'll show you how other people have done it. Now, she, of course, isn't doing it, and she's not admitting to doing it. She's not saying she's doing it. She's simply saying she's going to show you how it could be done in theory for $27. Well, she made $7,000 on this course, I think in just a couple of days or a week or something, and she went on the internet to brag about it. And then people got mad at her saying, hey, you're going to go to jail for teaching people how to commit a felony fraud. And she said, no, I'm just showing people that it can be done. I didn't do the crime, and there's no crime being done, and the only way they can go to jail is if they go do the crime, and the fact that I taught them that doesn't mean I go to jail. And apparently this ding-dong has never heard the word conspiracy, or she's just rage baiting, I don't know, but conspiracy to commit a crime is actually a thing, and everyone tried to tell her that, and then she put out the following video. And let me tell you, this girl is pretty notorious on the internet, on social media. She's got quite a few followers. She does a lot of rackets. She admits in this video to other scams that she's participated in, allegedly, and other things as well. Somebody else made a video about her. Lots of people have made videos about her. She goes on the attack. She's basically doing whatever she can for attention. This girl is an attention whore, like literally top to bottom, and she is about as bad as I've seen. Look at her explanation for creating a course for $27 to teach you how to EBT scam.
Because I finessed y'all out of $27 to get into a group where you learning everything but what the topic of that shit said. That's on me. I'm gonna eat that. Okay, whatever. Y'all the gullible ones, though. Clearly, there was enough people who paid me to where I made $7,000 after that video to get in because they wanted to learn how to steal somebody's shit. Come on. But then you got in and you didn't learn it. But let's really address the fact. Y'all mad at me for saying this. All these people, which is nothing but black people, spent their money to motherfucking get into the group. But y'all don't give a fuck about the motherfuckers out here talking about, oh, we promoting half offs. If you need your rent paid, hit me up.
Yeah, so she admits that she made the $7,000. And when you think about it, this is the crazy part. There was that many people, and probably more, who were interested in stealing from other people, right? So if you look at that, $27, I'm bad at math sometimes, that's 260 people she sold a course to in just a couple of days or a weekend or whatever. And there was probably more that would have paid her, who all wanted to know how to steal from other people. And she clearly says here they were all black people, which I don't know what the race has to do with anything. White people could steal just the same as black people. It doesn't matter what your race is. But she's sitting here making fun of the people that paid her $7,000 that wanted to learn how to steal. And she says she didn't teach them actually what to do. And I saw some screenshots where she does. She does actually give them enough information, according to the screenshots I saw, to learn how to steal EBT cards. She is absolutely the bottom of the barrel scumbag. Let's finish out this video because I can't stand to listen to her that much.
It's half off. Pay me half and I'll pay the full thing. You need a bill paid. It's half. All of this shit is going on daily, but y'all get mad at me because I decide to use a bait and switch method to get y'all to give me some money. That don't even make fucking sense. That means everybody, I don't give a fuck about y'all saying it because y'all know me. I love, I'm that. I'm her at the end of the day. I'm a trend whenever the fuck I want to trend. And clearly I'm trending. I wasn't even trying to fucking trend. Whatever. I'm going to teach you this information. No, nobody can get in trouble for learning how to do some shit. The trouble comes when the crime is committed. They can't charge me with a crime for teaching you how to do half-offs, for showing you how to cash out your firm. They can't. I can't get charged with that. I'm not committing a crime. All I'm doing is further passing on information.
No, she's wrong. It's conspiracy. She absolutely can. She's talking about other conspiracies too. She says cashing out your firm or your Klarna. It's a way to basically take money from Klarna, those buy here, pay here places, and never pay them and disappear and just get thousands and thousands of dollars in essential payday loans that you never pay back. She's talking about half-offs where she basically... I'm not going to describe that because the scam is too easy to figure out and people can Google it. But there's other crimes she's talking about here besides just the paying her to figure out how to steal EBT benefits. So this girl, absolutely the bottom of the barrel. And we have a follow-up to this that she doesn't realize what she's doing by teaching people or showing people how to commit these crimes is actually hurting real people that need these benefits. We're going to see that in the next clip. Look at this.
Oh, y'all. It's day 3. And I'm probably finna go ham in this garden. I am so stressed. And I am pretty sure that I am super stressed right now because of Sherelle Hodge. Sherelle, you stupid bitch. You decided to throw a class last month on how to wake up at 12 a.m. and steal people food stamps. And guess what happened to me? I'm in Florida, and someone in West Palm Beach stole my stamps. But guess what part of Florida I'm in? I'm in Polk County. Guess who jurisdiction I live in? I live in Polk Sheriff's jurisdiction. Now, let me give you some information about Polk Sheriff and how they work. Polk Sheriff is ran by Grady Judd. Look him up.
Yep. So Polk County, Florida. It's the next county over from me. That's Lakeland, Florida. For those of you that don't know, Winter Haven is over there. Winter Garden, Plant City, part of Plant City, I think, is Polk County. Haines City, Kathleen, all those towns over there, they're run by Grady Judd. If you don't know who Grady Judd is, look him up. He is a notorious, infamous sheriff over there of Polk County. He's the one that does the news conferences exposing people. And he's the one, remember when the guy had killed a police officer and the dog, and they asked him why the officers had pew-pewed the suspect like 68 times, and he goes, because that's all the bullets we had. That's that guy, yeah. So this lady is talking about Cheryl stealing, in her caption, $360 worth of food stamps. Well, not Sherelle. She's talking about one of Sherelle's class members, allegedly, stole her $360 food stamp, and she wasn't able to buy groceries for her and her daughter on the food stamps like she normally would have because she needed them. And that's unfortunate. And that's what happens when these people are out here. They're not the ones committing the fraud, but they're showing other people how to commit the fraud. And here we are, people losing out that actually need it because there's other scumbags out there doing what Sherelle Hodges and her cronies are doing, allegedly. So another one of the frauds that we see around these EBT, SNAP, and food stamps is the selling of them. So let's say that I'm somebody who gets food stamps and I get $500 a month, right? And I go out to the grocery store and I spend $250 and I realize, oh look, I have $250 left on my card and I got all the groceries I need before the next time. So what am I gonna do with this $250? Well, I could go stock up, which would be the smart thing to do. But what a lot of people will do is they'll go up to their buddy and go, hey, you're gonna go spend $250 at the grocery store? How about you buy my EBT for $150, right? I'll save you $100. So I get $150 cash and you get to get your $250 worth of groceries for only $150. So you're essentially, making, or for $100 or whatever the discount is on it, you're making a deal. You're buying my $250 for $150. So you're saving $100. I'm getting cash and everybody's happy, right? Except for the taxpayers who funded that $500, who didn't need to fund the $500 when they could have just funded $250 or $300 or whatever they needed, not more than they needed. So there's a lady who says that selling food stamps is not illegal, when in fact what I just described to you is a federal felony. It is a felony to sell food stamps. You cannot sell the balance of them. You must use it. And if you have extra, then you must let them know that you always have extra so they can adjust as needed. Check out this woman's simpleton explanation for this. She thinks legitimately that it's legal. And folks, it's not.
Selling food stamps isn't illegal.
I found out today that selling food stamps is not illegal. Now, hear me out. I know you're going to be looking at me like I'm crazy, like, no, that's illegal. No, it's not illegal. And I'm going to paint the scenario for you so you can see where I'm coming from with this. So let's take somebody, let's say the name Sarah, okay? Sarah is a EBT recipient and she receives, let's say, $500 a month in food stamps. Now, Sarah realizes that she's able to save about maybe $300 left over in the food stamps. So give or take, she only spent about $200 a month. All right, so Sarah knows how to make her pennies work. She knows how to make them stretch. So she has $300 left on her EBT card, and she wants to know if anybody is interested in buying food stamps. Now, Sarah goes around and she finds a lucky person by the name of Nikki. Nikki wants to buy food stamps because Nikki is a 9-to-5 and she makes too much money to be eligible for food stamps. Now, according to the...
Holy crap, I just realized this lady is in scrubs and in what looks to be in a medical facility, either a doctor's office or a vet or something. So she could be a receptionist, of course, but she looks like she has some sort of an intelligent job, and she's giving off this ridiculous explanation. Listen to what she says.
Government, she's making too much money, but after taxes, Nikki ain't seeing no rewards. So Nikki and Sarah have a conversation. Sarah says, hey, I could hook you up. You know, for the 300, all you gotta do is give me 150. All right? So they exchange the card and money, and Nikki goes ahead, uses the card, and buys the food stamps. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because the way this person broke it down to me and explained it to me, I understand where they're coming from. So, again, Sarah is a food stamp recipient. She doesn't work, and she receives food stamps. Nikki is not a food stamp recipient, and she does not receive food stamps, but Nikki pays taxes into the government in order for Sarah to get food stamps. Okay, her tax dollars is going towards this woman to get food stamps. So technically, Sarah is doing nothing but giving Nikki back the money that she paid into taxes by selling the food stamps. So it's a win-win situation, if you ask me. So, very interesting to know that selling food stamps is not illegal.
Yes, it is. One quick Google search. Whoever this lady's friend is that broke this down for her, she needs to find new friends because they're just as dumb as she is. Oh my God. People, don't go selling your food stamps. It's illegal. And oh, by the way, if you're buying them, you can be charged as well. You're both going to get in trouble. It is actually a felony, and you're going to see that in just a second.
Hey, y'all, for everybody who out there selling them food stamps, from now on, if you get caught, it's a state jail felony. Say, for instance, you selling your food stamps and you loan somebody else your card, they're going to spend money off of there. It is a state jail felony to sell your food stamps now if they catch you. That's called food stamp fraud. Hey, they have locked up a lot of people behind this shit. I don't know if y'all seen that video where they went to that apartment complex and started locking up everybody for food stamp fraud. If you selling food stamps, if you loaning somebody your food stamp card and they are caught with your card, both of y'all are being charged. That is a charge. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you can go to jail if you say, hey, I want to loan you some of my food stamps. You have to physically go into the store with that person and buy the food your damn self. Or, let's say they get pulled over and the cops ask them for their ID and they pull out all their information and they find out, oh, you got somebody else's card on you that don't got your name on it. It's a state jail felony now, y'all. Ain't that fucked up?
No, it's not messed up because that's fraud. We are paying for that for part of our tax dollars. No matter how much you pay in taxes, some little portion of it is going to fund these programs. It's not okay, guys. It's the same level as welfare fraud, as Medicaid fraud, as Social Security fraud, as disability fraud. Whatever fraud you want to pull up, this is the same exact thing. It's just a different angle at it, right? I don't know why people don't understand. All right, last one. We've seen this lady's videos before. She actually makes some good videos. She talks about somebody getting 60 months. That's 5 years in prison for doing exactly this level of fraud. And those people running the stores in the beginning of this video, they could face 5 to 10 years in jail as well for doing the EBT scamming and skimming that they were doing. Check this lady out. She breaks it down perfectly for us.
Now, somebody just sent me a very interesting video about a man that made a video stating the fact that somebody was selling food stamps and got 60 months for selling food stamps. So you know me, I went and Googled to see was it true, see who it was, what city, state this happened in, couldn't find it. So in the Google search, I found it. It says, while specific cases of women receiving 60-month prison sentences for selling food stamps are now not available in the search results, they do confirm that such sentences is within typical range of felony level food stamp trafficking. The punishment depends on the amount of benefits trafficked, and sentences can be as high as 20 years for schemes involving large amounts of money. Y'all ladies better be very careful selling these food stamps, baby. Don't do it, don't do it. I know you want your lace front. I know you want to get that fat-ass outfit to go to the club in the weekend. I know you want to buy, but you better not do it with your food stamps. Y'all better use that money strictly for food stamps, for food for you and your family. Don't be giving nobody your food stamp card for some money, because they will lock your ass up. You understand me? Just like that young man said, y'all better get your hustle on. You better go out there and get you another job or something, because they getting strict about these food stamps. I have never heard in the history of people going to jail for a crime for selling food stamps. Never heard that before, and it's really traceable because you got to think about this. You give somebody your card, they get your information, your number, whatever, and go shopping with it. They got cameras everywhere. So when you get that little statement and all that stuff, they can actually prove and see at the counter who used the card. Y'all better be careful. Stop selling your damn food stamps. Now, they already cutting them back. So just imagine if they cutting your food stamps back and you still got the audacity to sell them, they just gonna cut them off and put your ass in jail. Imagine that. Being in jail because you sold your food stamps. So you in jail because you sold food stamps and somebody right next to you done unalive somebody or somebody else over here done robbed somebody. You gonna be in prison for selling something that was given to you for free.
I love her accent. I think she's from like Louisiana or Texas or somewhere in the South. I swear I looked her up, but she's funny the way she says stuff. She's got a really big following. I'll shout her out here. It's Miss Unique's Cuts on TikTok. 79,000 followers with 1.3 million likes. So she's pretty popular on TikTok a little bit, and she's super funny. I love that she broke it down. But there you go. 60 months up to 20 years in prison for food stamp fraud. So the moral of the story, guys, is if you're on food stamps, if you get benefits or you know anybody with it, don't buy from them. Don't give them cash for food stamp benefits. Don't sell them if you own them, if you have them. Don't try to skim other people's or steal other people's stuff. And if you see these people doing it, report them, get them in jail. This girl, Sherelle Hodges, in my opinion, deserves to be in jail for what she did. I don't know how she's not in jail or if she did get arrested or maybe she has. I think she has a criminal past, but I don't think she's gotten hit up for this one yet. But I bet the FBI is looking at her real closely. So hopefully we'll see some updates from that. And if we do, I'll update you on it. But in the meantime, that's what's going on in this country with fraud and food stamps and EBT and benefits, and everything that we do to help the people that aren't making enough money in this country is being flipped up on them because of the dishonest and the scammers, the schemers, the scammers, the criminals, whatever you want to call them. They're just bad, dishonest people, and they make it out for the rest of everybody to have to struggle because you can't have nice things because they take advantage of it. As always, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. If you could hit the like button, I would really appreciate that as well. And take a minute to subscribe to the channel. Turn your notification bells on so you get notified of the next video that I have coming out. And I will see you in the next one.